Hey everyone. Today I'm going to go through a flow of poses that I created called a Samana Vayu Salutation. So, Samana Vayu is one of the five pranavayus, which we can think about the pranavayus as being like different directions or different functions of energy in the body where they're each one is associated with like a different location and different jobs or different functions in the body. So, uh, Samana Vayu lives in the center of the body and is associated with digestion and assimilation. So, this salutation is going to include poses that are really targeting that area of the body. It's a more challenging salutation, so it would be good for a more at least mixed level, maybe intermediate, or like a yoga for strength class. We're going to begin in tabletop position. So you can see I always use the blanket across the center of my mat and then maybe two blocks at the front short side of the mat. So you can come to all fours. So really I would say that the salutation actually begins in downward facing dog, but I'd like us to start on all fours and have the hands a little bit farther forward than you usually would for table. Before we go into the actual salutation, I just want to do a little bit of circular movements with the hips. So, Samana Vayu is sometimes depicted as having like this churning or circular motion or sort of this weaving back and forth, like the small intestines. So, you're going to start to circle the hips around, going out to one side, toward the heels, out to the opposite side, and forward. Start to go the other way now. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Okay, and then you're going to come to the center, all fours. Release the belly down toward the floor. Lift up through your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you're drawing the navel in, using that strength at the abdominal region to float the knees and send the sitting bones nice and high. So walk out through your knees and your feet. So I would typically use this salutation after maybe 15 to 20 minutes or so of warm up movement, and gentler poses. This salutation is going to be more invigorating, and it's going to build some heat, warmth, and stimulation in the body. So as you're ready, we're going to shift the weight into the left ball of the foot. Take a breath in, send your right heel up into downward facing dog split. First thing we're going to do here is some knee contraction. So as you exhale, curl your right knee in toward your right ribs as you shift weight forward into the crouching plank position. And then inhale, downward dog split. Send your heel high, stretch to the back of the right leg. Exhale, curl your right knee in toward your chest. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, send the right heel back up. Now this time as we're curling the right knee in, we're going to step through to a high lunge. So exhale, curl the right knee in. Step the right foot near the right wrist and take the back left knee down to the floor. Walk the hands up to the front right thigh. Then move the right hand to the right hip and breathe in, send the left arm up alongside the face. Exhale, we're going to begin to twist. So you're going to take this left elbow and tap it down to the right knee and thigh. And then inhale, come back around to the center. Draw the tailbone down as that left arm reaches up. And then exhale again, left elbow comes across the body, lightly tapping down. Inhale as you come back around. Now this time we're going to exhale and hook that left elbow to the outside of the knee and thigh. You can stay here with the right hand on the hip, or we can bring the hands together in prayer. We're going to press into the left ball of the foot and lift the left knee away from the floor. Take the gaze down toward the mat. You're going to be stepping that left foot forward. So on your next exhalation, bend the left knee, press off the left foot, come into revolved chair. Inhale, come to the center, prayer hands, legs still in chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hands coming down, sitting bones reaching up toward the sky, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift through the belly, reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Bend your knees, circle sweep your arms. Reach your arms long by your ears. Prayer hands coming together and through the heart as you bend your knees and come back into forward fold. Inhale, take halfway lift. Lift the belly, reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant the hands and step the feet back into down dog. In down dog, take a breath in, and as you exhale, let your knees come down to the mat, table pose. Come down onto your elbows and your forearms, hands either together in prayer or interlock. Forearm plank. So you can take modified forearm plank, knee down forearm plank by inching your knees back. You can also press strong into the balls of the feet. Feel the quadriceps engage as you float the knees, coming into forearm plank pose. Reach out through the crown of the head. Keep pressing strong into the elbows and the forearms so you feel your upper back body broad. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring your knees down. Let your thighs, your hips, and your belly come down. As your chest starts to come down, slide your hands under your lower chest. Inhale, locust pose. Float the legs, float the chest and the hands. Keep the chest elevated. As you exhale, hands and tops of the feet come down. Inhale, curl up a little higher, cobra pose. Exhale, engage the navel into spine, downward facing dog. We're holding here for 3 to 5 breaths before repeating the salutation on the second side. And walk out through your knees and your feet, or simply finding stillness, steadying the mind through awareness of the breath. After this next cycle of breath, you're going to shift the weight into the right foot. We're moving into the second side now. So inhale, send the left heel up into downward dog split. Exhale as you curl your left knee in toward your left ribs and shift your weight forward into the crouching plank pose. Inhale, send your left heel back up, downward facing dog split. Exhale, curl your left knee in toward your ribs and round through your spine. Inhale, send your left heel up, downward dog split. Exhale, curl your left knee in and step your left foot through near the left wrist, lowering your back right knee down to the floor. Walk your hands up to your left thigh and then slide your left hand to your left hip as your right arm reaches long by the side of the face. Exhale, bring your right elbow to lightly tap the left knee and thigh. Inhale as you unwind, chest faces the center, reach your right fingertips up toward the sky. And then exhale, twist your right elbow, lightly tap the elbow down. Inhale as you come back around to the center, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twist your right elbow. Now we're going to see if we can take the elbow and bring it to the outside of the left thigh. Staying here with the hands or bringing the left hand up to meet the right in prayer. Press the right ball of the foot into the mat and then elevate the right knee away from the floor. Keeping the gaze down at the yoga mat, on your next exhalation, bend your right knee, press off your right foot, revolved chair. Take your next breath in, come to the center, chair pose with prayer hands at the heart. Exhale, hands coming down, hips moving up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the belly, reach out through the crown of the hem, and exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, bend your knees and reverse. Circle sweep your arms all the way up. As the prayer hands connect and come through the heart, bend the knees and go back into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on the blocks, the shins, or the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees down, coming into tabletop. Come down onto the elbows, forearms, hands in prayer, interlock. You can inch your knees back a bit, coming into the knee down forearm plank, or activate the balls of the feet into the mat. Engage through the quads and feel your knees float away from the floor. Forearm plank. Press down into your elbows and your forearms and broaden across the back. You want to draw the belly in, but at the same time, feel your pelvis slightly roll into an anterior tilt. So you're thinking about coming more toward neutral versus a big arch in the back. Take your next breath in, lower your knees down. Start to bring your thighs, your hips, and your belly down. Slide your hands back. Inhale, locust pose. Float the legs, chest, and hands. Keep the chest elevated. Exhale, hands and feet come down. Inhale, curl up, cobra position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding for 3 to 5 rounds of breath. Okay, one more round of breath. Lower your knees down to the floor. You can walk your hands in toward your legs and then coming around to a seated position. So this active flow with the belly down back bend of locust, the forearm plank, and the various spinal twists, knee contractions all help to target this center region of the body associated with Samana Vayu, the energy that is associated with our ability to digest and assimilate not only our food and nutrients, but also information and what is coming in through our senses. Please post below if you have any comments or questions. Thank you.